Hi, you're watching Time Warner Cable's Local Edition. This is the Sacramento Report. I'm Jaime Garza, and with me today is Joel Fox. It's good to have you here.
Thank you.
If you don't know the name, he writes a blog called Fox and Hounds Daily, and really active way back to the Prop 13 era, if you will, and has also been part of the Howard Jarvis Taxpayer Association, which I think most people are very familiar with here. Taking a look at taxes because we are in dire need of trying to figure out how we're going to get ourselves back into the black again. Where do we see ourselves right now, Joel, in terms of taxes that are being presented, and which ones do you think will be a go and which one will be thrown out?
Well, you know, there's two ways to look at this. One is that do we need the taxes? Is there another way to do it? Should we reform the whole tax system, or should we have more cuts? But the other part of your question is what taxes might be presented, because we know that taxes are going to be presented to us probably in the November 2012 election. Governor Brown the other day mentioned that he was struggling with which taxes to move forward with. As you know, he wanted to have taxes on the June ballot last year, and he was talking about extensions of the sales tax and the income tax that had been passed in 2009. He still thinks there's a shot at getting sales taxes and income taxes passed by the voters, but it's a little shaky. So what could we look at? Well, over the years, there's been conversations of an oil severance tax. There's been conversations of property tax on businesses being raised, maybe extending some taxes on the rich, depending on how you define rich.
Look at that,
yeah. So all of those possibilities are out there, and what the pro-tax interests decide on will depend a lot on their polling and where the people are at. But we know the people don't like taxes.
Well, I was going to say that, you know, when you start mentioning things like business taxes, already there's been so much heat over the years in terms of business leaving California. I can't see anything like that. There's been the issue of taxing, you know, offshore drilling and oil. A lot of folks are saying, well, we don't want that either. So even if you want taxes, you're going to find people in Sacramento who are going to say, wait a minute, you know, not in my district, not my constituency, things like that.
And we have 12% unemployment. I mean,
who wants taxes with that?
You tax businesses, you tax the job creators, and it's going to be tougher to create jobs, because if a business has a tax levied on them, what do? They have to make a decision. Do I not hire the next employee? Do I fire someone on my staff? So that becomes a real problem. My guess is, as we sit here today, that the tax the rich idea probably polls better and probably they might think has smaller opposition than some of the other ideas. We know an oil severance tax will have great opposition. We know a business property tax will have great opposition. So I think the tax the rich might come forward, but President Obama wants to do the same thing. So does that undercut those Californians who want to try that? Could be a problem for them.
And what about the governor? I mean, the governor, I think, may think we have to have taxes, but he doesn't want to make the decision, and therefore he wants to go to the voters so he can say, I'm doing what you want.
But it's beyond that. He promised that. He ran his campaign for governor saying, I am not going to raise taxes until you give me permission to raise taxes. He does not want to break that promise. So,
but where does it look at this point? Because he looks like he's getting a lot of opposition, and the Republicans are saying, look, we don't want to go to the ballot. You know, this is not right.
Well, he's going to go to the ballot. I think he's going to have his allies in the public employee unions to help him put an initiative on the ballot to raise taxes. I'm pretty sure that that's what we'll see for November 2012. And I think what he's trying to do now is decide which tax should we use. And we already discussed that.
There are recurring taxes that people have thrown on the table.
Yeah, the same things we've talked about for a long time. And I think he may go tax the rich, but we'll see.
Well, the word taxes makes everybody cringe these days.
It does.
So anyway,
it should.
Joel Fox, thank you so much. Check out his blog, Fox and Hounds Daily, and we want to thank you for watching Time Warner Cable's Local Edition. You can find this interview if you'd like, as well as others, by simply going to My Government On Demand, and you'll find that on Channel 1.